This story is a great example of why planning ahead is so important. Here's the situation. A client contacted me because their family is dealing with a real estate mess spanning 3 generations. At the center of it is the family home, which was originally owned by the parents as tenants by the entirety. When the mother passed away in the early 2000s, ownership automatically transferred to the father as the surviving spouse. Fast forward to today, and the father has also passed away. Unfortunately, he didn't have a will or a trust, so his estate needs to be probated. Under the Massachusetts rules of intestacy, the father's heirs at law are his surviving children and the children of any deceased child. In this case, that means the children of the oldest child and the father's middle child. But it doesn't stop there. The youngest child, who was living in the family home, also passed away. He didn't have a spouse, children, or a will. His estate also needs to be probated. Under the intestacy laws, his heirs are his nieces and nephews, those same children of the oldest child, and his surviving sibling. His longtime partner, who shared his life and lived in the home for nearly 20 years, isn't entitled to anything. That's because Massachusetts doesn't recognize unmarried partners as heirs under intestacy laws, and there is no common law marriage in Massachusetts. So now the family is in a tough spot. To avoid paying property taxes and the upkeep, they need to sell the home. They're willing to be compassionate towards the partner, but legally they may need to even go through an eviction to move forward with the sale. All of this could have been avoided with some simple planning. If the father had created a trust, his estate wouldn't need to be probated at all, saving time, money, and the stress for this family. The house could have been passed directly to the intended beneficiaries. If the youngest child had prepared a will or a trust, he could have ensured that his partner was protected, either with the right to live in the home or through some other arrangement. Luckily, the estate of the oldest child had already been probated, but we're still left with 2 probates to navigate, not to mention the potential eviction case that could come in the future. This is a perfect example of why it's so important to take the time to plan. Massachusetts rules of intestacy are rigid. They don't move. They don't consider personal relationships or intentions. They simply follow the family tree. Without a will or a trust, the state determines who inherits your assets, and the people you care about most might not be included. This family is doing their best to untangle this mess, but it's a good reminder for all of us. Planning just isn't about avoiding legal complications. It's about protecting the people you care about and making sure your legacy is handled the way that you want.